Don't forget to look for the most important ingredient of all, experience. Drive with Gulf. Drive with experience. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Carvelis, together again with Lee Arthur and Seamus Mallon. Cosmos coming off a very impressive win, their most impressive win of the year last Sunday, beating Tampa Bay 4-2. I know this is your first trip to Tulsa. How do you like it, Lee?
I love it here, Jim. Welcome to Tulsa. It's the oil capital of the world. This team is 6th in league attendance because 600,000 people here love their soccer team. And tonight's game should be just like the name, Roughnecks.
All right, well, they do love their team here. I'm not so sure the Cosmos love them. We had some very physical games against Tulsa last year, Seamus.
We sure did. We can remember these games here in Tulsa very vividly, you and I, because the first one, of course, was a sort of a last-minute escape thanks to Carboniani, a great goal, and then the playoff game was a disaster, a 3-0 loss. But there are some other great stories here tonight, too. There's the great story of the coaches. Professor Mazzei really handling the Cosmos on the road for the last time, his last league game, and what a great addition this man has been. He came with Pelé. It really has stamped his character and his ideas on the game for the Cosmos and for their fans. Now, Charlie Mitchell has come along here. He's been hired by Tulsa, having played here. He's a great player, a hard player. Tulsa plays hard. When he left Toronto last year, they retired his number 3. You don't see that very much in this league.
All right, we're going to be back with the starting lineups for this evening's game between the Roughnecks and the Cosmos after these messages. A big crowd here at Skelly Stadium tonight to watch the Cosmos and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Seamus, let's go to the starting lineups now for tonight's game.
Well, Tulsa's going to start Jean Duchateau in goal, and that's a familiar name to New York fans, and you wonder what a nice kid from Brooklyn is doing in a place like Tulsa. Well, keeping the ball out of the net is what he's doing. He has less than a 1 goal against average this season. In fact, only 4 goals given up. And believe it or not, this guy has stopped 7 penalties in a row, going back to the preseason and the indoor. That's a heck of a record, and he's a formidable keeper indeed. But the rest of the defense is equally impressive for this fine Tulsa team. They're going to have Clive Griffiths, Kevin Egan, a familiar name, former Cosmos, Barry Wallace, a new acquisition, and this great player, Ioannis Edvaldsson, is going to be the sweeper. He is the sweeper also for the national team of Iceland, and since it's about 40 degrees here, he's going to feel right at home. It is cold in Tulsa tonight, and this man is going to find himself, I think, very, very comfortable. He's an excellent player. We look forward to seeing him play. And then we have in the middle of the field some very fine midfield players, Alan Dugdale, Victor Moreland from Northern Ireland, and Billy Gazonis, a well-known name in New York also. And up front, number 12, Kasky, number 19, Tommy Ord, and Alan Woodward, who never seems to age. A player that you don't need a number on his uniform. He stands out. He's got that wonderful silver hair, and he also is the leading scorer for the Tulsa Roughnecks this season. Now the Cosmos will start tonight, of course, as usual. Hubert Birkenmeyer in goal. The back 4, familiar to us all: Eskandarian, Bruce Wilson, Jeff Durgan, and, of course, the great Carlos Alberto. Must say, Carlos Alberto has really come into his own in the last couple of games. He played a tremendous game against Tampa Bay, came up forward well, and did an excellent job sweeping when Tampa Bay looked as though they might come back into the game. In the middle of the field, we will have the familiar foursome. Franz Beckenbauer, of course, playing a little injured still. Bogey and the great Romero, and number 17, Ricky Davis. Ricky Davis had his best game, I think, also against Tampa Bay. You saw at the top of the show that tremendous shot he fired in on Dubose, and I think he's really peaking after a little bit of a slow start this season. And up front, of course, will be the ever-present Giorgio Chinaglia and number 14, Mark Liverich. Mark Liverich, you saw also with that sensational goal. Mark, despite that goal, had his best game of the year. He buzzed all over the field. He had the fans on their feet with his effort. A sensational effort. Let's see if he can do the same thing tonight. The referee there you see, Dante Maglio. He's going to have his hands full tonight. This will be a physical game, I think.
All right, each club 3 wins and 1 loss. Cosmos on top of the National Conference East, and they're 5 points on top of the Washington Diplomats, and the game starts right off the bat as Bruce Wilson is fouled. Tulsa leads the league in fouls. It was Billy Caskey fouling him, number 12. He's an attacker. By Cosmos in play. It's headed away by Woodward. Comes back to Woodward now. The Silver Fox. Played most of his career at Sheffield United. He's a great player. Still a great player at 33 years of age. And he has one of the hardest shots in soccer. Here's Bruce Wilson. Getting the ball up now to Giorgio. Coming all the way up the field. Here's Beckenbauer. Still has that left leg tape up around the thigh where he had his injury. He's a lot better now. But the Cosmos will be watching him very, very closely. You'll remember against Tampa Bay, they took him out in the second half. Here's Franz with the ball. Cosmos attacking now. Bruce Wilson, the fullback who's excellent on the overlap. In other words, he likes to come up on the attack on that left wing. Cosmos are in an attacking formation here. They've got the fullback all the way up the field. Only 2 defenders back, and now a foul again against Tulsa, and the foul is going to be on Clive Griffiths.
Well, it looks like Clive Griffiths is drawing the man-to-man assignment on Giorgio Chinaglia. We thought it might be Kevin Egan for a while, but it's clearly Griffiths. Here you see him coming in from behind, tries to play the ball, but as he does, he takes Giorgio's legs out from under him.
Beckenbauer put it in play. Bogey, a nice little give and go. They were trying to break Chinaglia through. Cosmos win the ball back in the middle of the field now. Again, it's Franz Beckenbauer. I know these lines are confusing you. This is a football field, as you can tell. Now the Cosmos attacking again. Chinaglia outside the box. Passed it toward the referee. It came to Wilson now. Wilson across and just over the head of Romero. Romero was in a very dangerous position up that right side, and he may have been offsides. That's why he was so dangerous, Seamus.
Well, the players who are coming up on the sides in this stadium are going to be very important because it's very easy to congest the middle.
He was not offside now. It's just a throw-in. Last hit, of course, for the Cosmos on that cross. And now, ball deflected out of bounds by the Cosmos. It'll be a throw-in for Tulsa. The Tulsa Roughnecks. Last year, played the Cosmos in the National Conference semifinals. You remember that 3-0 loss here, and then the Cosmos came back to Giant Stadium, were brilliant in a 3-0 win in regulation and a 3-1 mini-game win. Now it's Alberto. Puts his head on the ball. Gets to Beckenbauer. Now they play it over toward Eskandarian. Rolls it back now, and they finally roll it all the way back to Birkenmeyer. Hubert Birkenmeyer. Statistics lie when you look at him. You see he's given up 10 goals. I think he's been brilliant throughout the year.
Good luck on your forecast from Moody's.
By Cosmos starting young Jeff Durgan tonight again. His pass intercepted by Woodward, and now it's Tommy Ord with the ball, the ex-Cosmo. Tulsa, in effect, Seamus, playing the same formation the Cosmos are. 4-4-2. In other words, 2 strikers up front. And now a foul as the ball goes over the goal line. And the foul is on Jeff Durgan, number 25. 18 and a half years old. Free kick coming up. Free kick coming up now. Now you'll have to watch people like Ord, who's really good in the air on this. Long to Woodward on the outside. Now flips it toward goal, and a save by Birkenmeyer. And that man was not offside. You saw Hubert looking over at the linesman, and the linesman had not called offside.
Boy, if he wasn't offside, he must have been awful close. The entire Cosmos defense came right up, and he was stranded all alone, but apparently not.
We are at the very top of this stadium. in Tulsa, so you'll have to bear with us on some of the Tulsa numbers. Here's a steal by Ricky Davis. And now Ricky Davis is fouled. And now the referee, Maglio, having a few words. And a yellow card. That's the way to stop it.
That's right. You got to stop it right away.
Dugdale got the yellow card. There he is. Alan Dugdale. He's a 27-year-older. He's 5'8", 165 pounds. He's an Englishman from Charlton Athletic. That's his last club. I've always wondered, Seamus, why more officials don't do that early on. I think everyone knows that when these two clubs play, it's a physical game, or we should say every time Tulsa plays. And I'm just surprised that they don't do more of that.
Well, I'd like to see this happen. In fact, there was a player thrown out of this game last year, Powell, if you remember, when Tulsa was ahead 2-0, and then they gave up 3 goals and lost it.
All right, Cosmos coming on the attack now. And here comes Ricky Davis, knocked away by Woodward nicely. And now Ricky Davis got a foot on it again, but it looks like Tulsa's going to have the ball. Now a battle for it. And the ball lost over the far sideline. And what are they going to call here? Maglio, I believe, is going to give
foul on Eskandarian and try to tackle from behind, and got to whistle them up for both sides.
All right, free kick coming now. 32 yards from goal. To the head of the box, and now it goes past Tommy Ord. Picked up now by Durgan. Knocked away by Jeff. To Ricky Davis in the box. Ricky clears nicely to Bogey. Bogey looks up the field, now plays the ball for Mark Liverich. Nicely, Liverich gets rid of it on the right side. And the Cosmos attacking. Hinaya taken down. Hinaya taken down.
Kevin Egan on the tackle there. I don't think that was intentional.
Hinaya looks like he may have heard that, the elbow. This is a very hard AstroTurf, by the way.
There you see the tackle. Late tackle by Kevin. He just fooled by the deke, and Kevin's a fine, clean player.
All right, here's the cross. Punched away by Duchateau. Now volley down the box. Solid trouble. Comes for the near sideline. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in.
Cosmos throw-in.
All right, Bruce Wilson.
Bruce Wilson.
All right, and a whistle and a foul against the Cosmos. This program is authorized and the rights granted by the Cosmos solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without express written consent of the Cosmos, is strictly prohibited. Durgan makes the steal. Back to Carlos, now to Ricky Davis. Steal. Woodward. Cross in front. And knocked away beautifully.
Eskandarian again covering up beautifully for Durgan, who got drawn out.
Hinaya is ranging way back to midfield to collect the ball. He's got to come back and help because Tulsa's applying a lot of pressure on the Cosmos in their own zone. Here's Wilson to Franz and out of Bogey. Bogey has it deflected away. Anyone's ball. Gazonis heading in the air. Wilson beating him in the air. Now you got to put it on it, but it's going to be picked up by Tulsa again and rolled back into the box. And just almost picked off there by an alert Mark Liverich.
Yeah, it's a very smart move by Mark. He saw Edvaldson letting the ball go, and Edvaldson did not know he was there, and he almost exploited that error by Edvaldson.
Duchateau, under 1 goal a game. That's what he's allowed. Sensational goalkeeper, born in Queens, New York, raised in Brooklyn. Another one of the outstanding U.S. players that fast are emerging, Seamus.
Well, the goalkeeping position also seems to be one in which American players could train a great deal and come into their own, using their natural athletic talents and their ability to catch a ball.
All right, Billy Gazonis, who was the player of the year 2 years ago for Hardwick, and it rolls back into the box. Another boy from the area, he's from New Jersey, by Duchateau. Intercepted by Romero. Headed away from Romero. Now Bogey hit it high in the air. Tulsa wins it. The Roughnecks attacking Cosmos now up the left wing. Picked off with a corner kick given away. So the Tulsa pressured. And the Cosmos give a corner away. We're in the first half. 36-21 to play in the half. Cosmos nothing. Tulsa Roughnecks nothing. Big crowd here at Skelly Stadium. I think in the area of maybe 30,000. And still coming in. You see all that congestion in front of the net. Birkenmeyer punches it away, but a foul was called. They ran into Birkenmeyer. And now the referee blows his whistle. And they'll do it again.
Well, you could see the way they were lining up that there was going to be some action around Birkenmeyer, and Griffiths, I think it was the player, came way up from his fullback position and clearly got in an obstructing position on Birkenmeyer. But it's amazing how players continue to do that, because the referee can always see that very easily. This is the one thing he's watching for in there.
Alberto plays it up to Wilson. To Mark Liverich, who played such a brilliant game Sunday at Giant Stadium. And now, under the pressure, the Cosmos lose it. Tommy Ord with it. Eskandarian racing for the ball on the right side. Pushed out of bounds. By Romero. Played back, and the Cosmos come with Carlos Alberto. Alberto back to Romero, but he couldn't pick it off. Woodward has it for Tulsa. And gives it away. Cosmos throw in Bruce Wilson. Bogey. Beckenbauer. Room. Franz to Ricky Davis. Now playing it for Romero. Romero in the box for Giorgio, but Duchateau is there.
Very nice combination work, though. Good running by Giorgio and Liverich, who both held their positions well before going in there, because that's the kind of play you can easily go offside on, and they held their runs well and just almost connected.
Seamus, I thought that Romero was open a lot sooner than that. Had they gotten the ball and maybe played it in front of him a little bit, I think it would have been dangerous.
Well, it's good to see that they're making those kinds of runs through the defense, because I think that's what this team has got to use. They got to use their savvy and their expertise to get through a very physical team and not try to go toe-to-toe with them.
Keep in mind, this Tulsa club has only given up 4 goals in 4 games. And now Eskandarian comes over and is credited with a foul. And then, like a good sport, comes over and apologizes to Billy Caskey, number 12. And by the way, they've given up 4 goals. 3 came in 1 game. Their loss. Punched away by Birkenmeyer. Cosmos trying to get it out. 2 men on Wilson, got rid of it, and Liverich had to tackle away. Comes all the way back in the zone. Alberto off Tommy Ord over the goal line. From Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's no score in the game. The Cosmos and the Roughnecks. You are watching Cosmos Soccer. Back at Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Jim Carvilla, Seamus Mallon, Lee Arthur. No score in the game. Cosmos and Tulsa, 32 minutes to play. And now a foul.
Boy, it's getting pretty nasty over on that side. Caskey and Eskandarian have gone at it 3 times. And this time, Liverich came back, I think, made the tackle on Caskey. And as Caskey was rolling down, Eskandarian came by him and caught the flying foot of Caskey in the stomach. There's Caskey on the deck. Now watch Caskey come by, and there goes the high foot. Catch him right on the stomach, and over he goes.
With 4 minutes left in the first half.
Boy, you just don't like to see this, but unfortunately, this is the way this game has been played in the past down here.
Tulsa played Washington early this year and beat the Diplomats 2-1. In that game, they constantly kicked Johan Cruyff. And to a point where Cruyff finally retaliated and kicked Donofar, who's still out because of that injury, kicked him in the ankle by ball in play, the header off the mark. Tulsa is considered to be one of the roughest clubs in the league, and in some cases one of the dirtiest. I'm sorry I had to say that, but that happens to be the case.
The locker room is the Roughnecks official supplier for equipment, so come where the pros do at the locker room, the northeast corner of 51st and Memorial.
All right, Durgan.
Door to the locker room is the official hairstyle.
Carlos back to Durgan.
Formal hair. For the finest in turn.
And now Eskandarian went by. Now that was not an intentional foul. They were both going for the ball.
3-6 for an appointment.
Ricky Davis loses it, and they're going to award it to Tulsa. Now, you know, one of the reasons why this might even be accepted by the Tulsa fans is they really don't know. This is the 3rd year that soccer's being played here. They're great fans, by the way. They as we told you at the top of the show, Lee Arthur did, they're 6th in the league of 24 clubs in attendance. You got to keep in mind, this is great football country. Maybe they think this is the way the game's supposed to be played, Jim.
Well, they sure like the physical aspects of it. I just don't think that they would like to see too much injury, though.
I think there's a big difference between playing physically and playing dirty.
Exactly.
All right, no score in the game. Maybe it'll smooth out. I must tell you that Seamus and I were anticipating, kind of a dirty game, and I hope we're not reading things into it that aren't there yet. I hope not. I hope it's just a good, clean, hard game. All right, here's Bruce Wilson. That pass was off the mark, but he was saving it from going over the sideline. Now Mark Liverich, Cosmos attack. 35. No one there on the left wing. Liverich was playing it, expecting Bruce Wilson to be there. He was not, as you saw. Tuesday night, the Cosmos are going to be taking on FC Cologne of Germany. What a game that's going to be. That's a 9 o'clock game Tuesday night. One of the outstanding foreign teams in the world, FC Cologne. Weisweiler's old team. It'll be his old team. And it's Tuesday night. Still some good tickets remaining for that.
If you have those winning tickets, Doug, please report to the Roughnecks Edge to claim your prize.
Long cross. Durgan was there to upset the player in front. Nice play by Jeff. Romero. Julio Romero. He hasn't had much of the ball. And off the Cosmos, off Eskandarian last.
Throw in for the Roughnecks.
Talked about this field, Jim. This is a narrow stadium, and it makes it very difficult for teams to play who really like to have, who like to play the ball about and draw defenses wide. It's very hard to draw defenses wide because there isn't enough width to do it. So it's a very good field for the Tulsa style of play, but not so for the Cosmos.
From Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Cosmos and the Roughnecks, no score in the game. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, still no score in the game. The Cosmos and the Roughnecks here at Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, 27-20 to play in the first half. Tulsa very aggressive on defense and making the Cosmos play the ball a little more quickly than they want to, not giving them time to set up.
Well, they're also closing down midfield players very well. They're marking Bogey very, very tightly, and also Ricky Davis is being hounded by Gazonis and is having a lot of difficulty getting free, so that Franz and Jeff Durgan in particular can get the ball upfield very quickly. So they're not moving the ball fast, moving the ball forward as fast as they would like.
All right, two more factors that you should be aware of as the Cosmos try to get out of their own zone. And Alberto is taken down.
That's again another foul, number 19.
All right, Carlos is down. They're going to attend to him. We're at Skelly Stadium in Tulsa. No score in the game. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, Mark Liverich just knocked two people down, and he's gotten the yellow card for rough play. So again, this becomes kind of a you get me and I'll get you sort of situation, and Liverich drew a yellow.
1852, number 14, Mark Liverich of New York.
All right, ball headed away. Tulsa coming, attacking again. The Cosmos trying to get out of their own zone. The bogey knocked away from him. And now given away up the right side. It'll be a Cosmos throw in. No score in the match if you're just tuning in. 25-43 to play in the first half in Tulsa. Cosmos in their blue uniforms tonight. Homestanding Tulsa in the red and white. Don't pay attention to the white lines in this field. They're the football lines. Pay attention to the yellow lines. All right, here's Tommy Ord protecting the ball, stolen by Franz. Beckenbauer tackle. That was a good tackle. Cleared by Kevin Egan, the former Cosmo. Ricky Davis heads it over to Eskandarian. Now to Jeff Durgan. Durgan plays a square pass over here to Bogey. One touch to Carlos. See how quickly the Cosmos have to play the ball. Durgan won it in the air, and a foul called against Billy Caskey, number 12. It's amazing to me that that youngster, 18 and a half years of age, Jeff Durgan, out of high school 1 year, is out here playing the top level of soccer in this country. He played really well Sunday, Seamus, in Giant Stadium.
He had a great game on Sunday. He took on some very tough players back there, but he also showed good positioning sense and really remarkable maturity for such a young player.
This is taking the shape of a hockey game. All right, Beckenbauer. Now to Liverich. We'll check Ricky Davis. And Woodward got him.
He's got to put somebody out of this game. There's no question the referee has got to put somebody out.
And a yellow card for Woodward.
That's not good enough. It's gone beyond that. He's got to get a red card.
Seamus, I really don't blame the fans because I don't think they know that Tulsa's playing dirty.
Well, look at this tackle now. The ball clearly pushed by, and then Woodward just absolutely decks Ricky Davis. And a player of Woodward's experience, you know he can get away without having to do that.
Ball knocked over the far sideline. It'll be a Cosmos throw.
Fans play in the Cosmos. Who scored the last Cosmos goal game? 2 times during the Cosmo telecast. I'll call you at home and ask who scored the last Cosmos goal. If you answer correctly, you can win an Atari video game or a trip for 2 to the Bahamas Princess via Eastern Airlines. Even if you don't know the answer, you'll still receive a Cosmos LA's warm-up suit. And you'll be eligible for the grand prizes of a trip to Soccer Bowl 80 or a new Toyota courtesy of Joe Manfredi's Safe Toyota. All you have to do to enter, send an official entry blank. They're available at manufacturers' Hanover branches in New York, at Fidelity Union branches in New Jersey, area Photomat stores, or at the Cosmos office. Write your name, address, and most importantly, don't forget your phone number. Send it to Who Scored the Goal, care of the Cosmos, 75 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 10019. Remember, if you need the rules or an entry form, write us at the Cosmo office and we'll be happy to send them to you. Just write your name, address, and phone number to the Cosmos. Back to Jim and Seamus now.
All right, this should be a Cosmos throw-in. Now we're in Tulsa zone. No score in the match. 22:50 to play in the first half. Knocked away. Is it off Ricky Davis? Last touch, I believe, by Tulsa.
Another throw-in coming up for the Cosmos.
We've had 3 yellow cards in the game. Dugdale for Tulsa, Woodward for Tulsa, Liverich for the Cosmos.
Foul on Tulsa's number 10, Billy Gazonas.
Billy Gazonas drew the last foul. Woodward cleared it in the stands, and he gets a big hand for that.
Well, I got some razzing in the local press for suggesting in another game that was heard in this area that this crowd is unsophisticated. Enthusiastic but unsophisticated. I think I'll stand by the statement.
Getting prizes to give away tonight.
And if they hear you say it again, you may be sitting to the statement.
That's right. I mean, they're unsophisticated as soccer watchers, that is. They're perfectly sophisticated individuals, but just don't know the game enough. They just want to support their home team. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all, and they do support this club. Great fans here.
5-2-1-4.
All right, now the cross in front. Romero wheels, couldn't get the shot away. Had the ball stripped. Cosmos now applying some pressure. Ricky Davis deflected. Now coming in front of the goal. Here's a shot at the goal! Tinalia!
Great pressure on the right side by Romero. Got the goal set up. And you give that man Canalia some room in the box, and that's the way to stop the foul play. Just put the ball in the back of the net.
Giorgio Chinaglia, his 5th goal of the year. He and Romero were leading the national conference in scoring, and now Giorgio's taking the lead, and he needs 3 more to become the all-time NASL scorer.
Giorgio Chinaglia is 5th.
And by the way, that is also his 7th career goal against Tulsa. All right, here's the Cosmos attacking again.
Number 7.
Right of the box, this is Romero. Here's his cross, nobody there. And Ricky Davis trying to save it, and he was over the goal line. The reason there was a delayed whistle, the lines are also confusing the linesman and the referee, Seamus.
Yeah, well, that was a nice overlap by Wilson, actually. Came all the way down the corner and tried to save that ball. And it's good to see the Cosmos fullbacks pushing up an attack like that, because they really have to use every ounce of space they see when it frees up.
Again, bear with us. As we said, we're not only at the top of the stadium, the lights here are inadequate. They really are. And it's difficult to see the numbers or the players. Under ordinary conditions, it would be tough. Here's Tommy Ord. Now as Durgan slipped. Ord had it knocked down by Alberto. And now they play it outside. And Woodward trying to come through. And it's finally volleyed out of there by Durgan. Now back to Tommy Ord at the Cosmo 35-yard line. It rolls over the near sideline. And it belongs to Tulsa. So the Quinaglia goal has given the Cosmos a 1-0 lead with 19:30 to play in the first half.
Well, you mentioned the hole that Giorgio has in this club, and don't think they don't know it here. This is something that clearly has bothered him. You find it in the press releases and in the newspapers and everything, and now he's put another nail in their coffin. Or maybe it's too early to say that, but he certainly got the Cosmos off to a much-needed start.
Beckenbauer steals a pass at the penalty area. Now to Giorgio. He's obstructed there. Do they call it? Yes. They call it.
Well, at least he didn't knock him down.
Offside.
Now the PA announcer called offside. All right, here's Franz.
Number 5, Kevin Egan.
Egan drew the foul. Gazonis, who's been watching Ricky Davis.
Jim, we've got Louis Pipetti of Livingston, New Jersey on the phone. Louis, who scored the last Cosmos goal? That's right, Louis Pipetti of Livingston, New Jersey. You won an Atari video game. Congratulations. Please, Louis, stay on the phone so we can talk to you, okay? We'll be making another call, folks, during the second half. Now back to Jim and Seamus.
Giorgio Quinaglia is a good guess most any time. By the way, we've got a great piece on Giorgio at halftime that you'll want to stay tuned for. 1-0 the Cosmos. And that time it was a Jeff Durgan tackle. I'll tell you, Durgan's a rough customer. Fans are booing Durgan for the tackle.
Number 25, Jeff Durgan.
There's a long cross. Someone's there. And a goal. Is it offside? It won't count. It will not count. It will not count. They called a foul, I believe. Foul or an offside, one of the two.
Yeah, could have been a little bit of both, but just a slight pushing situation, but also offside. And there you saw something uncharacteristic, a Franz Beckenbauer foul from behind. So Franz getting a little agitated out here tonight, too.
I think he was offside, Seamus. Let's see it again.
Okay, here's the cross now. You see, it looks like everybody's onside at this point.
Yeah, they're onside.
But there's a little bit of pushing. Yeah, there's the pushing. There's pushing right on Eskandarian. One player pushes him, the other heads it across.
And now we're back to the live action, and you guessed it, another foul. And it's on Dugdale again. He's gotten a yellow card already tonight.
Well, Tulsa has an average of 26.5 fouls per game. Looks like they're working on that for the first half tonight.
Really makes you think when they even think enough of that statistic to publish it. All right, Alberto with the ball now. To Franz Beckenbauer, shy of the midfield line. Cosmos on top, 1-0 on the Giorgio Quinaglia goal. Romero did a good job of keeping it alive. Now up the right wing for Romero, knocked away from him. Good play. Knocked over the sideline. Egan made the play. It'll be a Cosmos throw. Lee?
Jim, Cosmos' next league game is Sunday, May 4th at 2:30 at Giant Stadium. It'll be the Cosmos versus the powerful Dallas Tornado. And the Tornado features their new German scoring sensation, Klaus Toffmüller, and we have a special gift. For the first 25,000 fans who enter the stadium, a Cosmos bumper sticker. And that's courtesy 15,000 fans, I'm told. and that will be courtesy of your metropolitan area golf dealers. Good seats are still available for this exciting match. And remember, you can Sunday, May 4th at 2:30, Cosmos versus Dallas, Giant Stadium. You can get tickets now at the branches of Manufacturers Hanover, New York, Fidelity Union Trust branches in New Jersey, Ticketron outlets, Charge It, and at our Cosmos office at 75 Rockefeller Plaza. Come out early and participate in the music and fun. There's going to be a tailgate party at lots 6, 11, and 12. Back to Jim and Seamus.
Another vicious, unnecessary foul by Kasky, who's working on the 26 average by himself tonight. Decked Eskandarian again, knocked him right off the field of play and draws a yellow card. I think that maybe that's all the referee has in his pocket is yellow.
Ginalia was back talking to the official as well. I'm afraid of what might happen in this game. Someone's going to get hurt. I mean, badly hurt.
Well, there's the foul. You see again, Kasky coming in way from the back, and what we didn't see at the tail end was the way that Esky was sent spinning off the side of the field.
All right, Woodward now in his own box has to clear the ball. Bruce Wilson won it. Now Duchateau had to come out to pick it off. And now Tulsa coming on the attack with 15:05 to play in the first half of the Cosmos on top 1-0 in a game that's been brutal at times. Brutal because of Tulsa's tactics. Actually, I think Tulsa's got a pretty good team, Seamus. I don't think they really have to play this way. They have a good, hard team. They've got some players that can play soccer on this team.
Oh, I'm sure they do. They just haven't shown us yet how they can do it, but they certainly made some good acquisitions. They did very well in getting this boy, getting Griffiths from Chicago, and also getting Wallace, a fine young player from England, from Queens Park Rangers. They got some age and experience and talent. I wish they'd show us what they can do.
All right, Woodward on the outside. There's the cross, and it's headed away by Carlos Alberto. Tommy Ord picked up momentarily by Romero. Now Ord. Ball tackled away and out of bounds. And it was last touch for the Cosmos. We have a corner kick coming up for Tulsa. 13:53 to play in the first half.
Well, the very tall Kevin Egan didn't see much action in the Cosmos team. He's come up now to the near post. Let's see if they try to play the ball into the near post to Kevin Egan.
Edvaldson is also up there. He's a big guy at 6'2". Here it comes. Good cross and a whistle. And another foul called.
Boy, another obstruction foul. As I said, I mean, these things are so predictable. I think a team of seasoned pros would realize that this just isn't going to work anymore.
Hubert Birkenmeyer, who has only lost one game that he's started for the Cosmos, and that was in Fort Lauderdale, our last telecast. All right, Tulsa attacking up the Cosmo left wing with 13 minutes to play and a half. And again, the Cosmos have to give a corner kick away.
Well, there you also saw a bogey with the chance really to deck somebody as he went by him. He'd lost the ball. He didn't do it. I mean, that's the kind of fouls that Tulsa are not hesitating to pull on the Cosmos, but bogey wasn't about to do it.
By 12:46 to play in the first half. The Cosmos on top 1-0. Corner kick, and Birkenmeyer knocked it away. Loose ball in front. The Cosmos were lucky that time. And tackling the ball over the near sideline was Jeff Durgan. Cosmos very fortunate, and Birkenmeyer may have been shaken up a bit. Kind of was holding his right arm. Let's watch it again.
Well, he misses. He just barely touches the ball out. It lands at Durgan, who lets it carry him off him, and then the ball is cleared off. Look at all those players on the line, though. That's very good defense.
Actually, Birkenmeyer made a great save in there. Made a great save on Kasky, who was coming in while he was on the ground. We finally saw that on the replay, Seamus.
Well, the one thing about Hubert is that even if he's down, he's rarely out of the play. I've yet to see him totally out of the play, unless he's been left alone, of course, as he was a couple of times in Fort Lauderdale.
Hi, Lee Arthur's up here. It's a very cold evening for Tulsa, Oklahoma this time of the year. Lee's all bundled up, but I think she can talk.
I sure can. The Cosmos acknowledge Joe Manfredi and Safe Auto Sales. We hope Joe is warm back in New York, the official dealership for the Cosmos, for their continued support. Now, Jim.
All right, Hubert Birkenmeyer has had a busy night. You don't see the Cosmos kick the ball up the field that much, but they're doing it because they're having such a tough time getting out of their own zone. Another foul has been called against Tulsa. Billy Gazonis again. Bad pass, and now it's Canali. Almost got the ball over to Romero. And out cleared. Ricky Davis and Gazonis have been having a battle all night long. Tommy Ord. He's guarded by Durgan. Ball knocked away, stolen by Romero. Nice effort by Romero. Now to Franz, who has not had the ball much. Got it back. Tackle away from Bogey. Picked up by Franz. Trail by Tommy Ord. Now the Cosmos with Eskandarian. Knocked away, and now it's Tulsa in the Cosmos end. To the Silver, Fox Woodward. Long ball, easy for Birkenmeyer. 35-yard ball into the box.
Classic English attacking play, sort of looking up there, searching ball, hoping to find the head of somebody who can knock it down to somebody else. But the ball was played too far ahead of the strikers, who hadn't quite taken up a position yet.
All right, Jeff Durgan with the ball. Durgan looking for room, none there. Out of Bogey, side of the midfield line. Bogey, a long ball for Romero. And the Cosmos trying to attack from the right side. Gonna go broken up. Here's Billy Caskey. And that's Kandarian on him. That's been a battle as well. That was knocked away from behind, actually. And now a whistle. And a foul against the Cosmos.
I think against Leverage. Mark coming back and playing a lot more defense than he used to early in the season. And similar to his play against Tampa Bay, and he did take Caskey down there, but not as vigorously as we've seen in previous incidents in this game.
Right on go. Offside. Offside against Tulsa. 9:13 to play in the first half. The Cosmos, on the strength of a Quinaglia goal, lead 1-0. It's almost impossible, Seamus, to see these players from up here with the lights and the distance we're away. But that's Alberto. Broken up. Good defensive play. Hit the referee. Fans will be happy about that. And an offside. Leverage.
Well, referees wearing red shirts here tonight because of the fact that the Cosmos have those dark blue that can so easily clash with the normal black of the referee. So the red should be easy for Bogey to see, but he got a lucky break there.
All right, Tommy Ord. Tommy started his career with Rochester, played with Charlie Mitchell at Rochester. Oh, what a save. What a save by Birkenmeyer. Billy Gazonis was in on goal, as you saw. And Beckenbauer gets rid of it nicely to Romero. Romero further up the left side to Wilson. Now they get it back to Romero. Here comes Romero.
Look at this great save by Birkenmeyer. Gazonis coming in. Birkenmeyer throws himself bravely at his feet and blocks it away.
And that was the save of the game by Hubert Birkenmeyer. Cosmos attacking now. There's the cross for Quinaglia's header that goes wide. And there was no offside call. There was no offside call.
I sort of think Giorgio half expected an offside call there, because otherwise I think he would have stopped, trapped it, and just moved it in for an easy goal. But it's good to see the Cosmos are getting these chances now, because they're playing against a mass defense. They're playing against sort of an intimidating team, and they've got one goal on the scoreboard, and really that's more than you can hope for in a situation where you're playing against a style you don't like at all.
Cosmos' next league match is next Sunday against the Dallas Tornado, club that just lost its first game last week to Washington.
Jim, the next Cosmos television broadcast will be on the road again Thursday, May 8th, 8 p.m. We'll be in Toronto, and the Cosmos will play the Blizzard. That's the Cosmos versus Toronto, May 8th, 8 p.m. on WRTV Channel 9. We'll see you then. Jim?
All right, Cosmos. Beckenbauer tried to hit it up to Quinaglia, but it was knocked away. Now it's Tulsa in the middle of the field. Here's Kevin Egan playing it for Woodward. Wilson knocked it away, and Bruce Wilson drew the foul. Bruce Wilson, the Iron Man of the North American Soccer League, has played over 10,000 consecutive minutes. He's actually playing a bit hurt tonight. You know, Bruce is a native of Vancouver, British Columbia, and his high school didn't have a soccer team. Ball over the sideline, and it was last touched by Tulsa, but he was still named the Athlete of the Year because he was such a good basketball, baseball, and tennis player. That's the kind of an athlete Bruce Wilson is. Durgan hit Gazonis with the clearing pass.
But a nice piece of skill by Franz Beckenbauer before that, too. It's good to see Franz insisting on playing the game the way it should be played, despite all this kind of intimidation. Another very tough tackle by Edvaldson, but I think that one a genuine, again, the genuine kind of roughness that can happen in this game. He and Liverich exchange handshakes, no problem. Here, see Edvaldson coming in for the tackle, and he gets a foot on it, but he also does take Mark down. No hard feelings there.
Edvaldson, a good player from Iceland.
Be it Glasgow Celtic, you know.
That's
it's
right.
A very interesting tradition. There are a lot of old connections between Scandinavia and Scotland. Scotland started getting Scandinavian players before any of this importing business was popular, way back in the 30s and 40s.
All right, the tackle is picked up now by Beckenbauer. Plays it to Mark Liverich. It looks like it's going to be a little too long. Edvaldson is there. And the ball goes over the goal line, and Liverich is going to get a corner kick.
Good play by Mark. He forced Edvaldson into making the error.
All right, Liverich now with the left foot. Let's see what he does with the corner. There's a header that wouldn't have gone in the goal anyway. It was outside the post as the fullback was in position. Now Beckenbauer plays it to Wilson. Tulsa is all over the field. They are really buzzing. And there's Woodward. Good ball. But bad control by Dugdale, and it breaks up that scoring threat.
Well, Tommy Ord, number 19, is playing like a man possessed. I've never seen him run around. He can't possibly keep up this pace. I've just never seen him run so much.
And easy for Birkenmeyer. 3 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first half. The Cosmos leading 1-0 in a tough physical game at Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa 3-1, Seamus, coming in, and in the Central Division of the National Conference, they're only 1 point behind Dallas, so they're off to a good start. Romero, nicely to Beckenbauer. Franz, a long ball. He's onside, and Davis could not save it. That ball kind of skipped and took off. A brilliant ball by Beckenbauer. Quinaglia was ranging in front of the net, waiting for the cross from Ricky Davis.
Well, Quinaglia actually was the one who caused the onside because he drew Egan back with him. Egan, fearing Quinaglia, went back with him and played Davis onside.
Off the back of Bogey. And now picked up by Franz. Beckenbauer rolls it to Alberto. Looks like Carlos wants to come forward. Go to Romero. Romero to the 35-yard line. Good tackle. Good, hard, clean tackle that time by Griffith. Took the ball away from Romero.
The one player, Jim, out there who does not look comfortable at all is Bogey. Bogey has not come into this game very much at all. Now watch him lay on a goal as you say this. But this is not his kind of game at all. And I would not be surprised if, in fact, they made a change for him at the half.
Time remaining, 2:26 in the first half. The Cosmos on top of the Tulsa Roughnecks, 1-0 on a Quinaglia goal. At halftime, our director, Elliot Terrell, put together a fine piece on Giorgio Quinaglia, his goal-scoring exploits in the NASL. Stay tuned for that. Here's Griffiths now in his own zone. Rolls it to Billy Gazonis. At the Cosmo 35, the long Gazonis cross is headed away. And they're going to call another foul against Tulsa.
Durgan doing very well there, getting in front of Kasky in order to be in a good position for the head, and Kasky coming up his back as a result. That must be about 7 fouls on Kasky at this point, but a very important header there by Durgan. Durgan very strong in the air. In a funny way, although it looks like a lot of pressure on him, he kind of likes this play. He can use his height and athletic skills to good advantage.
He has A lot of height, 6'2", and a lot of athletic skills. And he's a rugged customer. That's Durgan now heading the ball. It's headed away from him by Edvilson, headed away from Kinalya, and now picked up by Tulsa again. Actually, the game's starting to settle down a little bit now. Maybe we get have that rough stuff over with, hopefully. Minute 15 to play in the first half. The Cosmos on top of Tulsa 1-0. Jim Carvelis, Seamus Mallon, and Lee Arthur in cold Tulsa, Oklahoma. Seamus, the last time we were here in the playoffs, it must have been 85 or 90 degrees. It must be maybe 40 now.
Well, this is the stadium, I think, where Ricky Davis had heat frustration. If you remember, after
That's
the
right.
game in the locker room, he looked a ghost. It was really pretty frightening.
All right, here's Durgan to Wilson. Gazonis now with a loose ball. Woodward now picked off nicely by Bogey. Bogey got it back from Romero. The Cosmos attacking. Good pass to Wilson in the left wing. Bruce played it in front of him too much. Griffiths wins the ball, goes to Billy Gazonis. Gazonis, a beautiful ball to Woodward. Woodward now with Ord right next to him. And open on the left side. Now Tulsa trying to get inside. Here's a shot off the mark. Was it deflected? Yes. Last hit by the Cosmos. We have corner kick with 19 seconds. 19 seconds on the clock. Now here's the corner kick, way outside. Not very well taken at all. And now a whistle blows.
Referee's called timeout. He's going to insist on the retaking of the corner kick, it looks. It's hard to know exactly why.
Yeah, I'm wondering myself.
Well, I think the ball was not within the arc
All
when
right.
it was taken, so he's giving it to them now with 6 seconds to go.
That's a good break. Had they scored, though, they'd have taken it away from them. He wouldn't have got out of the stadium alive. There's a high cross and another whistle and another foul. Another obstruction foul inside. And that is the end of the first half here at Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the Cosmos on top 1-0 in this ball game. A hard physical game. The Cosmos expected it, and they got it. Cosmos Soccer is being brought to you in part by the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company. When Schaefer and good times get together, that's Schaefer City. And by Minolta 35mm cameras and lenses. Minolta, the official camera of the Cosmos. And by your nearby independent Gulf dealer who suggests that when you're looking for petroleum products you can rely on, don't forget to look for the most important ingredient of all, experience. Drive with Gulf. Drive with experience. We'll be back with lots more after these important words. Sometime this May, 4 years to the month after he joined the Cosmos, Giorgio Kinalya will likely become the NASL's all-time career leader in both goals and points. Since he arrived from Italy in 1976, the powerful striker has notched 98 goals, 35 assists, in exactly 104 regular season games. He already is the landslide leader in playoff goals as well, with 20 in 20 postseason matches. No other player in league history has ever reached double-digit figures in that category. 1979 saw Kinalya lead the league in goals once again with 26. He finished second in the battle for the overall scoring title, which he won in 2 of his 3 previous seasons, to Tampa Bay's Oscar Fabiani by 1 point, 58-57. Priority to his team and to his team's efforts in the playoffs was never more in evidence than in those final days of the scoring race. Hampered by a painful injury, Quinaya chose to sit out the season finale to ensure his health for the upcoming playoffs. By doing so, he virtually conceded the scoring title to Fabiani, but went on to tally a league-leading 6 goals in the important playoffs. Quinaya was named to the NASL First All-Star squad for the 3rd time in his 4-year NASL career. When Quinaya does break the record scoring, he will hold or share every meaningful individual NASL record that exists. His 5 goals against Miami on August the 10th, 1976, tied the single-game record. His 34 goals and 79 points in 1978 are both seasonal records. His 9 goals and 20 points in the 1977 playoffs is a postseason mark. Giorgio Quinaya's name will not be eclipsed from the NASL record books for a long, long time. The goal and point totals that he finishes his career with will become larger in magnitude as the years go by. As the sport continues to grow in importance and recognition in future generations, so will the Quinaya legacy. After all, there is only one Giorgio Quinaya. Quinaya's first half goal leaves him just 3 short of the all-time NASL scoring record. We'll be back with more halftime activities in a moment.
Cosmo fans, this is for you. It's the Cosmos Who Scored the Last Cosmos Goal game. To enter the game, you can get official entry blanks, and here's where you get them. Manufacturers Hanover branches in New York, Fidelity Union Banks in New Jersey, area Photomat stores, or at our Cosmo office. Here's what you do. Put your name, address, and phone number on an entry blank. That's all. And mail it to the Cosmos Who Scored the Goal, 75 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10019. Now comes the easy part. During each televised game, during the first half and during the second half, I'll make a call and I'll ask you, who scored the last Cosmos goal? If you were watching the game with us, you'll know who scored the goal, and you can tell me. Now comes the fun part. If you can tell me who scored the last Cosmos goal, you can win an Atari video game or a trip for 2 to the Bahamas Princess Hotel via Eastern Airlines. And you can be eligible for the grand prizes, like a trip to Soccer Bowl 80 or a new Toyota courtesy of Joe Manfredi and Safe Toyota. Even if I call you and you don't know who scored the last Cosmos goal, you'll still win a Cosmos Alace warm-up suit, so nobody loses. The best part, everybody, any age, can enter this Cosmo game. If you need the rules or an entry form, write the Cosmos office and we'll be happy to send you one. If you don't have a form, a plain postcard will do. This game is void where prohibited by law. Remember, send your name, address, and importantly, your phone number to Cosmos. Who scored the goal? 75 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 10019, and I'll be calling you. Now to Jim and Seamus with an update on the first half.
Well, Giorgio scored the goal. Seamus said the only goal we had in the first half, and it was a tough half, as we've been telling you. We previewed the game as that. I think we both knew it was going to happen. But I think we can find heart, Seamus, in the fact that I thought in the last 15 or 20 minutes of the game that Tulsa started settling down and started playing some soccer and got away from the rough stuff.
Well, that's right. And, of course, this is what the Cosmos really hope for, because if Tulsa does start to play soccer, as you say, start to push the ball around, then the Cosmos can beat them at that game, in a way, because they're better at it.
Well, maybe they won't stop that.
Well, there's only so much of this physical stuff you can do, you know. It really is very exhausting just to keep running around and clattering into people. And it does throw off the rhythm of your own team as well as upset the other team. And they do have some talent. I think they can score some goals. And but I don't think they'll, I'll be surprised if they can get as good a goal as we saw in the first half from Giorgio.
Well, the Cosmos had a tough time getting the ball up on the attack because Tulsa just kept them into their zone. But when they finally did, this is the way they scored the goal. And actually, it was Ricky Davis deflecting the ball, and then Romero came in. Seamus did some fine work.
He did very well. He cut right inside his man and kept him out. Now Georgia reaches back very well, takes it on the volley very high and rockets it into the upper corner. Duchateau did get a hand on it, but really it was just too forceful for him.
And a great goal scorer does things like that. You see the defender made one mistake. That cross just kind of got by him. He lunged to head it away. You don't give someone like Quinaglia that much of an opportunity, a half chance, as they say, and Giorgio slotted it.
Well, also, credit to Ricky Davis. I mean, what you always want to do as a midfielder is to stop the other team coming forward. And if you can stop them in their own penalty area, tremendous. So that's what Davis did. He stopped them. He then got the ball into Romero, who shielded it really magically and then got it across to Georgia. So it was very good play all the way across the line.
Speaking of stopping him, I thought Hubert Birkenmeier put in a sensational first half. He was under pressure the entire half, and on at least 3 occasions had to make exceptional saves. Once when he was on the ground, but another time against Billy Gazonis.
Well, it's a tough save here. You see the ball's being played in, and a little deflected header there gets in by Carlos. Now Gazonis has the ball. He brings it down, not quite so well, but again, Birkenmeier comes flying out, hurls himself at the ball very courageously. Perfect timing and very well executed.
So the Cosmos have a 1-0 lead at the half, but it's going to be a tough second half as well. And the Cosmos are hoping that they can hang on here. This would be a very impressive win for them against a Tulsa club that has learned to win a lot of games at home. In fact, the last time the Cosmos played here, they did not score a goal. They were beaten 3-0. Right. We do have some halftime stats, and I believe when we see these, and I have not had a chance to look at them, it's going to show that Tulsa is leading in the stats department. It looks like they're leading in everything, including fouls, offsides, corner kicks, and shots on goal. They trail in the most important category, though, 1-0 at halftime. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Cosmos Soccer is being brought to you in part by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Minolta 35mm cameras and lenses. Minolta, the official camera of the Cosmos. And by your nearby independent Gulf dealer, who suggests that when you're looking for petroleum products you can rely on, don't forget to look for the most important ingredient of all, experience. Drive with Gulf. Drive with experience. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this. We're at Skelly Stadium at halftime. Jim Carvelis, Lee Arthur, Seamus Mallon, and the Cosmos on top 1-0 on a Giorgio Quinaglia goal.
There you see the summary.
Other scores. Go ahead.
Yes, we'll get to those in a second, but you see the all-important goal by Giorgio Quinaglia, assist by Romero, and I think Ricky Davis really might have gotten one there too. Time of the goal 23:41, and that's the 1-0 lead. And you see Giorgio with only 3 more goals needed to break this record. We talked to Giorgio about this before the game, and about the 4 he needed before this game, and he really was not very confident about scoring goals in this stadium. He knew he was going to be marked hard, it's going to be physical, but boy, he got that one chance in the box and he put it away. But Jim, we do have some other out-of-town scores, and one rather interesting one. Tampa Bay is having a very tough time at Rochester. They finally have scored a goal. I think there's about 15 minutes left in the game now, and Tampa has gone ahead 1-0. The goal by Van der Veen. But Tampa Bay struggling with Rochester, indicative of some of the problems they're having now with injuries. And another game with only, I think, a first half. Yes, 4 minutes left in the first half. Memphis had scored 3 goals against Atlanta. Goals from Child, Canal, and Stankovic. And Memphis showing that they're not about to roll over and lie down in that particular division.
Well, Memphis has really improved themselves. First of all, they have a new ownership over there. And they also have gotten some very fine new players like Paul Cannell from Washington, who's a goal scorer, and Paul Child, who, by the way, Child is another active player that will be chasing Giorgio Quinaglia for the all-time scoring and point total. He's going to become, I believe, a 100-point scorer soon.
That's right.
In the league. And Paul Child's been in the league quite a few years. Actually, he started off with San Jose when they came in the league in 1974, so this will be his 6th year. But that Memphis club has really improved themselves, and they're proving it tonight. They've won 2 games already on the year, looking for number 3, and it looks pretty good.
Well, they're also coming into Giant Stadium pretty soon. They come in on the 11th of May, week after that great Dallas team comes in. So Memphis could provide some real surprise to Cosmos fans.
All right, let's look at the only score of the game so far.
Again, let's look at this nice block by Ricky Davis, anticipating Gazonis is trying to slip it down the line. Now watch Romero slip inside Gazonis. See him shield the ball away. Then a little flick into Giorgio. The diving header misses by Griffith, and Giorgio volleys it. Doesn't let it hit the ground and volleys it up into the corner. Duchateau, groping for it, can only tip it into the corner.
So that is the only score of this first half. The Quinaglia goal is 5th of the year. Lee?
Jim, the Cosmos next league game Sunday, May 4th at 2:30, and it'll be at Giant Stadium, Cosmo fans. The powerful Dallas Tornado. The Tornado is featuring the new German scoring sensation, Klaus Toffmatter. And there's a special gift. 15,000 of the first fans who enter the stadium will receive a Cosmos bumper sticker, courtesy of your metropolitan area Gulf dealers. Good seats are still available, too, for this exciting match, and you can purchase them at branches of manufacturers Hanover in New York, Fidelity Union Trust branches in New Jersey, Ticketron outlets, Charge It, and Cosmos office at 75 Rockefeller Plaza. Remember, Sunday, May 4th at 2:30, Cosmos versus Dallas at Giant Stadium. And we have the final correct thing to say. It's the first 25,000 people who come in. And that's what I said first, and then they corrected me, and now I'm right. So I'm happy about it. Come out early anyway. All 25,000 to participate in the music and fun. Go out to the tailgate parties at lots 6, 11, and 12, and you'll have a ball, fun like this right here in Tulsa. Back to Jim and Seamus.
All right, Tuesday night. You don't have to wait till next Sunday to see your Cosmos again, because next Tuesday night, one of the outstanding teams in the German Bundesliga, FC Cologne, Football Club Cologne, will be in Giant Stadium, and that'll be a 9 o'clock game, Seamus.
Yeah, I can't wait for that game. That's a tough league, the German Bundesliga, and this will mark the arrival, of course, the Cosmos' new coach, Hennes Weisweiler, formerly of Cologne. But this historic match will feature Cologne's great internationals, Tony Woodcock, Dieter Müller, and this great Japanese player, Akudera. Now listen, Cosmos fans, you won't want to miss this one. Good seats still available at all Cosmos ticket outlets. That's Cosmos versus Cologne this Tuesday, April 29th at Giant Stadium. Come on, we'll see you all there.
All right, Tulsa did have a disallowed goal in that first half, and our director, Elliot Terrell, and director of broadcasting, Rick Dorfman, tell me we have that racked up, and we're going to be seeing it in a moment. This is a goal that didn't count.
Another one of these free kicks from the side. The ball is played well in. You see some pushing going in. Brogy gets pushed, and there's a push on Eskandarian, and then the ball is played in, and of course it's an easy header. But the Cosmos players had, in fact, stopped playing when they had heard the whistle, and the Tulsa fans were out of their seats with great enthusiasm, but even though our heart sank for a minute, it was pretty obvious that this was no goal.
All right, Giorgio Quinaglia, who scored his 99th goal of his career in the NASL tonight. And it's on that goal that the Cosmos lead 1-0, and give a lot of credit to Ricky Davis on that, and a fine cross by Julio Romero.
Jim, can we take just 1 minute to wish Larry Hulser happy birthday? He's 23 years old tonight, and we want to tell Colleen, his wife, watching at home, to be sure and tell him we mentioned it.
All right, now Edvilson plays it in the Cosmos zone. It slips by a few people except Carlos Alberto. Carlos plays it back now to Bruce Wilson, and Wilson all the way back to Birkenmeyer. We've just started the second half. If you're just tuning our way, the Cosmos lead 1-0. And they finally clear it. Eskandarian. Edvalson volleys it back in and went off Franz Beckenbauer. Now there's that Kasky-Eskandarian match again. Players pointing, trying to help the referee on the call, and they give it to the Cosmos. And now it goes off the chest of Romero, and now it belongs to Tulsa.
I don't see any changes in players on the field. Cosmos certainly haven't changed. Just taking a look around the field at Tulsa, I thought maybe Bogey might come out, but and Larry Hulser might get a chance to come in and play some, but I think maybe they want to be sure they have Bogey's experience there and the tough going in this half.
All right, Davis knocked it away. Still not cleared. And finally volleyed out by Durgan off the head of Kinaya. And now comes the bogey. Plays it up the left side to Mark Liverich. Back to bogey. Just starting the second half, and the Cosmos on top 1-0. Now Bruce Wilson on the left side. Go back to bogey. And now the Cosmos are getting some room, Seamus. Now they're not coming out after him, and they're kind of laying back a little bit. Surprising. Now Tulsa playing up the left wing. Here's a good ball to Wallace. The 20-year-old fullback from England. Cross in front, and it's Alberto to knock it out of the slot. Wallace allows it to go over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Tulsa. Victor Moreland throwing it in, number 18. Now here's Moreland. Another good British player. Moreland, nice move around Ricky Davis. Cosmos recovering, and Davis draws a foul. Davis gets a foul, tackling Moreland from behind. It'll be a free kick coming up for Tulsa.
Now here's Ricky Davis coming in. He actually very good play by Moreland because he kept his body almost a good shot there, but Moreland kept his body far enough away from the ball so that Davis had to take him down to get at the ball.
All right, 1-0 Cosmos. 42-25 to play in the game. Birkenmeyer plays it off to Carlos. Tulsa pressing. You're right about Tommy Ord. I've never seen him so active. All right, that's Caskey, Billy Caskey. Edvilson now trying to play it up that left wing to Moreland, and the pass too far, went over the goal line, and it should be a goal kick coming up for Hubert Birkenmeyer.
Well, you talked earlier about the kind of space the Cosmos might have. I think maybe that when the opposition gets tired, they're not going to challenge all over the field. They're going to drop back a little bit, hope to win the ball, and then break out, use their energy in the breakouts rather than in trying to capture the ball in the Cosmos defensive third. But let's see if they resort to that tactic for the next 15 minutes or so.
All right, out of bounds, last touch by Tulsa, Ricky Davis. Now to throw it in. Davis, good throw to Bogey. Bogey coming to the 35-yard line. Now to Liverich. Playing it up to Wilson on the left wing now. Wilson back to Bogey toward Bruce. Off his chest. Can he save it? The cross in front was saved, and now they say he went over the goal line. Late call, late whistle, and again, I believe, as I said in the first half, that the lines, the football lines here, have also confused the officials, because he was over the line when he crossed the ball.
Yes, he was over the line. The referee's whistle was a bit slow. The flag came up very quickly on this side, but look, Bruce Wilson does very well to get to this ball, but there you see it just going over the yellow line. He loses his shoe in the effort to cross. Romero comes in as a good header on goal, but lets it go past the far post.
Now the referee blows a whistle. I don't know what this call is. Gives free kick to the Cosmos. I did not see any signal. All right, Davis with the ball to Bogey. 1-0 Cosmos. 40 minutes and 24 seconds to play in the game. To Mark Liverich on the left wing. To Bruce Wilson further along the left side. Bruce took his eye off the ball, then had it tackled over the far sideline. It'll be a Cosmos throw. Here's the cross. And it'll be a goal kick. No, now they say at last touch a Tulsa defender on the cross.
Bruce Wilson, Jim, very important player now in this half because he's got to come up and fill in that left side when everybody is funneling in to protect against Romero and Giorgio. So I think we'll see quite a bit of Bruce in this half. Let's hope so.
All right, Bogey now will take the corner kick. Cosmos have Romero up there, Kinaya. A low cross, not a very good corner. Full backfield by Ord. Eskandarian knocked it over the sideline.
Not before bumping Caskey. They both bumped each other, but again, Eskey is very strong on his feet and didn't get knocked off.
Wallace, a long, high cross that's passed in front, and Birkenmeyer dove on the ball. And the Cosmos gave the corner away that time, and Birkenmeyer looks like he's shaken up.
Yes, he got kicked in the face as he dived for that ball. He got kicked smack in the face.
he made a courageous play to come out and get it. That goal looked very much, that attempt looked very much like the Kinaya goal. It was the same position on the field as the cross was coming across, and Birkenmeyer saw it and just threw himself at the ball. From Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with the Cosmos on top of Tulsa 1-0. You are watching Cosmos Soccer. Hi, we're back in Tulsa. The Cosmos still on top 1-0, and we're happy to report that Hubert Birkenmeyer is on his feet. He will continue. However, Liverich is off his feet and fouled again. Moreland drew the foul. Now they call it on Griffith. All right, Alberto. Again to Wilson on the left side. Draws the crowd. Tries to chip it in the box. Knocked away. Alberto wins it for the Cosmos. Jeff Durgan trying to bring it under control. Nice little flick to Carlos. Carlos over to Franz. Franz, nice pass to Ricky Davis on the right side. Opens things up. Now a pass to Romero on the right. Romero coming in on goal at a tough angle, and he missed the post. Missed the corner, we should say. Nice series of passes, though. Beckenbauer made the great pass because he opened it up to the right side to Romero, and it's too bad that his angle was so severe.
Now here's this save by Birkenmeyer. The ball bounces in. He has got to come out and dive for it, and Eske comes over to try to clear it away from him. And Eske, I think, clips him with his left foot, although it may be Kasky in there, too.
I think Kasky may have got him in the back, Seamus. I think he may have gotten... Eske may have gotten him in the face, but I think Kasky got him in the back. Now we're back to the live action, and Ricky Davis is up the right wing now. Ricky beats one man, then has a tackle away. It's going to go over the goal line. And it's going to be a goal kick, last touch by Ricky Davis. And the 3-2 Cosmos win here during the regular season, when the Cosmos were down 2-0 in the second half. Ricky Davis had 2 assists to help bring the Cosmos back. One on the first goal of that comeback to Dennis Stewart, and the other on the winning goal by Carbognani, who is now playing for Memphis. So Ricky has played well here. Beckenbauer just volleying it up in the air. Bogey going for the header. And a bad pass.
Another Cosmos trivia point there. Another assist in that game went to a player who many Cosmos fans may have forgotten, and that was to Abdul Razak. If you remember, Abdul really wasn't too happy in the United States from Ghana, but I understand that when he went back to Ghana, he got a hero's welcome. They're very happy to have him back.
Right, foul called on Billy Gazonis. Billy's has had at least 7 or 8 fouls tonight. Scrappy little guy. He's only 5'4". Was the college player of the year 2 years ago. Now on the right to Romero. Can he cross it? He can. A good cross and a good defensive play. Heading it away. Kinaya was waiting in the slot. Now Bogey at the 35-yard line for the Cosmos. There's a little chip now coming, intending it for Ricky Davis. I couldn't believe he even saw Ricky there, and Ricky was trying to break through 2 defenders. He'd have been in on goal.
It was a good play by Ricky. If he'd managed to go just a bit further left, I think he would have been clear of those defenders, because they were both double teaming Giorgio, in fact.
And now a Cosmos foul as Jeff Durgan nails somebody.
Kasky
knocked down by Durgan. "35 minutes, 9 seconds to play in the game." There's Billy Kasky. Now you have to watch Woodward on this, because this is 30 yards. He scored a 30-yard goal here last year. That's right, a 30-yard goal. He can hit it. Birkenmeyer is getting ready. There's a shot just wide. That's what I mean. That's what I mean about Woodward.
Boy, can he hit that ball. And again, for any coaches or any kids watching, that ball was hit exactly the right way, along the ground, through a wall of players, or through a screen of players, but skidding along the ground, picking up speed on the artificial turf. A great piece of execution, just missed.
All right, they said that Birkenmeyer touched that, so now we have a corner kick. Woodward takes it in front, and it's punched away by Birkenmeyer. He's fouled. He's fouled by Edvaldsen, number 4, who comes up on a lot of those corners. He's a big guy. There he is. 6'2". Looks like he's about 185-pounder, too. Big, strong guy. Davis had it knocked away. Durgan, good save by Jeff that time. That was trouble. Davis got a foot on that. And finally, Alberto just volleys it out. That's the kind of pressure the Cosmos have been under tonight. That's very uncharacteristic of the Cosmos to see someone like Alberto just volley the ball out of his zone. All right, Cosmos steal it.
Jim, the Cosmos are expressly proud of the growing young American soccer players, and to express that pride, the Cosmos and Soccer Camps of America are proud to present the finest in soccer instruction this summer. For more information on the Pele Soccer Camps, the Giorgio Canaglia Soccer Academy, Werner Ross Soccer Safari, and the Cosmos Soccer Camps, call New York 212-484-6900 or write to Soccer Camps of America, 75 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 10019. That's Soccer Camps of America at the Cosmos office, 75 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 10019. Back to Jim and Seamus now.
All right, 32 minutes and 52 seconds of play in the game, and the Cosmos on top, 1-0. Jim Carvella, Seamus Mallon, and Lee Arthur. Hope you're enjoying Cosmos soccer. Tuesday night, the Cosmos against FC Cologne. And it will mark the arrival for the Cosmos of Hennes Weisweiler, who will be their new coach, and who has also coached Cologne. So that should be interesting. Offside. Offside, Tulsa. Seamus, Tulsa's only lost one game this year. That was to a surprising California team, 3-2. Cosmos have lost one game. That was to Fort Lauderdale.
Well, I can see why they're a tough team to beat. I think they've only scored 6 goals. They've only conceded 4. But nonetheless, they're very tough. They throw a lot of teams off. Obviously, Washington got very much thrown off their game when they came here, and took them a few games to recover from it, in fact. So this is going to be a team to deal with regardless of what you feel about their play.
Beckenbauer now getting a little bit of room. It was broken up. That's a good defensive play. And knocked over the near sideline by Tulsa. It should be Cosmos' throw.
But again, you see the retreating defense, Jim. Again, waiting, not wishing to expose themselves and leave too much space behind. They're retreating, hoping to win the ball and then break out and use their energy. Very sound tactics, I think, really, when you're 1 goal down.
Ricky Davis trying to tackle Moreland from behind is called for the foul. But I do believe, Seamus, that the game has settled down a little bit. It's a good, hard game now. Last year, it was this Tulsa club that upset the Minnesota Kicks in the first round of the playoffs and got the right to play the Cosmos and gave them all they wanted. Beckenbauer couldn't control the bogey pass. It comes free to Canaglia, knocked away, and it rolls all the way back to Duchateau. Dr. Do, I believe they call him. He's had a great year so far. Eskandarian, good in the air, wins it. And Beckenbauer knocked away by Ord. Well, this is a world war out here tonight. Nothing's easy tonight. Woodward. And Ricky Davis tackled it out of bounds. And Ricky Davis called for the foul.
That's a tough call. That's not a foul, I don't believe. It's a throw-in. Yeah, it was a perfectly good tackle by Ricky.
I thought it was as well.
Yeah, he did not allow Woodward to keep him away from the ball. It got right under him and slid it out. Good tackle.
Moreland throws it in. Now tries to get it back, but Ricky Davis picked it off. Good move by Romero. And a sliding tackle. And that was really a sliding tackle by Kasky. Knocked it over the near sideline. Good, hard, physical game now. The Cosmos won, Tulsa nothing. Coming up on 30 minutes to play in the game. The goal was scored by Canaglia in the first half. A beautiful pass from Romero. A play set up by a Ricky Davis defensive play that blocked the Gazonas clear. And now rolling back to Duchateau.
And here's a remarkable result now in that Memphis-Atlanta game. Memphis up 3-0. They finally got a 4th goal, and they won 4-3. Atlanta came back with 3 goals.
All right, here's Beckenbauer, stripped of the ball. Good defensive play. Tulsa coming the other way. They have a man on the left side, but the pass is too long. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in now with under 30 minutes to play in the match. Next Sunday afternoon at Giant Stadium, the Cosmos take on the Dallas Tornado. And that's an improved club, Seamus.
Oh, they are very improved. They've got a nice combination of German players and Latin players. Al Miller's got a good thing going there. Topmuller has been very strong, but there have been others also who've been very strong for them. I like this boy Phillips, the young American goalkeeper. And I think he's going to be a very, very important figure in the league in the years ahead.
Bruce Wilson is given a yellow card for that foul. Wilson was beaten on the play and just pushed Woodward. Watch this.
Yeah, I just pushed him over. And Woodward went right down. Again, a little push. Not quite as dangerous as some of these kicking fouls that we saw early on, but looks a lot more blatant and dramatic than it really was.
And again, it's dangerous to give Tulsa a free kick, even from this point, which is about 34 yards, 33 yards. Woodward now chips it toward goal and headed over the goal line by a Cosmos defender, and it'll be a corner kick coming up, and Woodward takes those as well.
It's tough to hang on to a one-goal lead. The Cosmos have never been at their best in one-goal leads, but they've held on to this for longer than they usually do, so maybe they'll sneak away and get a second.
Right now, they're trying to protect their one. Woodward. Edsvolson is right in the middle of the goal. Watch him. Long cross. And a goal. And a goal. They got it almost on the back door. It looked like it was over the goal. And then it was stopped, and they reversed it back in, and the game is tied.
Oh, tough breakdown of the defense there. There's so many corner kicks. One is bound to pay off. You see the ball here, clears Birkenmeyer. He loses his footing, and then it bounces off Durgan and comes back to Caskey, who turns and whacks it in the net. Either Caskey or Moreland. I'm not sure who'll get credit for the goal. I guess it's Caskey. But a tough break for Durgan. He's partially unsighted by Birkenmeyer, and the player rushing in for the head there. That's Moreland, and Caskey just puts it away.
Moreland had the best shot at it. All right.
I take it back. I'm sorry, that was not Durgan. Durgan was on the goal line. It must have been Bruce Wilson that ball came off.
Like that, ties it up. Skelly Stadium, Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Cosmos won, Tulsa won. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, headed now by the Cosmos. They come on the attack. Knocked out of there by Wallace. Eskandarian popped it high in the air. It'll be a Tulsa throw-in. It's a 1-1 game now. Anyone's game with 27:30 to play in the match. There's Caskey and Eskandarian, and let's see who hit it last. It was hit by Caskey, I believe. I believe Caskey hit it. Now the referee's going to call a foul on Eskandarian. That's it. Eskandarian fouling Caskey. Free kick now. Wallace will take it.
A set play situation, very dangerous by Tulsa.
Moreland gets it over on the right side, now crosses over, and the shot goes over the top. From Skelly Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's a 1-1 soccer match. The Cosmos in Tulsa. You are watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, we're back at Skelly Stadium. We have a brand new soccer game at 1-1. Jim Carvelos and Lee Arthur and Seamus Mallon. The Cosmos and the Tulsa Roughnecks. And a foul called against the Cosmos will be a free kick for Tulsa right around the midfield line. Kevin Egan at the midfield line for Tulsa. Good ball to Moreland on the left side. Moreland. Wallace crossing. Bogey won it in the air nicely. Romero brings it under control. Here comes Julio Romero. Bad pass. It was picked off and runs free. And Liverich racing for it, but getting to it first is Duchateau.
Well, good sound play by Tulsa kept them in the game. They didn't panic. They didn't start throwing those long balls forward that the Cosmos have had no trouble in dealing with in the past. They played a good containment game and waited for their chances, and it did come from a set play situation, a corner kick. They've had so many corner kicks, don't have the figures yet, but they've had a lot of corner kicks, and eventually, I think the average nationally is 1 out of 10 corner kicks usually results in a goal.
All right, Wallace with it, plays it in the Cosmos zone to Ord, but it was knocked away from him by Eskandarian. Rolls all the way back to Hubert Birkenmeyer with 24:30 to play in the game. A 1-1 game. The Cosmos in another tough game on the road. They won their first road game of the year in a 10-goal shootout in Houston. Lost in Fort Lauderdale, and now 1-1 with this tough Tulsa team in Oklahoma. Kinalia. Billy Gazonis going with Ricky Davis, and now Ricky runs him down. Gazonis. Ricky Davis wanted to throw in, too.
Well, lots of scrapping all game between those two. You see the elbows flying, no injury done, but they've been at it all game pretty much. And
Wallace plays it to Gazonis now. Excuse me, Seamus. Gazonis' cross is blocked over the goal line by Ricky Davis. It'll be another corner kick coming up for this Tulsa club, and they're dangerous in the corners, as you know by now. They'll bring Ed Balson up there, and Caskey, and Tommy Ord, and Moreland's in there. And the fans now on their feet, anticipating as the Silver Fox, Woodward, tees it up. 1-1, 23-23 to play in the game. Here's a high cross, and it's headed high in the air. Davis gets it out to Bogey. Bogey gets by the man. Good play by Bogey. And a long ball coming up here for Romero. Knocked away. And rolls back to Duchateau.
Lovely breakaway there by the Cosmos. So nice play by Bogey. Put the ball well over towards Romero. Romero did well to win it from a defender, but it eventually was played into the goalkeeper. But a nice play out of defense. That's where the Cosmos are so explosive, where they can come up like that.
Great ball by Bogey, and Cosmos and a counterattack almost had something going there. Davis rolls it to Esky. Esky to Carlos. Carlos double team, got it back to Esky. Look at Tulsa continue to chase, and they tackle the ball over the sideline, and it's going to be what? It's going to be Tulsa ball, they say. I thought it hit Caskey last, but the official said no. They give it to Tulsa. Knocked out of there by Eskandarian. Headed out by Beckenbauer. Picked up at the 35-yard line by Wallace. Pops it high in the air. And now Ord is backing in. Ord backing in, and Kinalia, or check it, Wilson battles for the ball. Good ground level shot of Carlos there, and the Cosmos give it up. But it comes back to Jeff Durgan. Durgan. Now to Carlos. High in the air for Bruce Wilson, but it's headed away from him. Durgan back to Bruce Wilson at the 35-yard line. Here's Bruce. To Kinalia, back to Wilson, running up the left side. In Tulsa zone. Now to Kinalia. Outside the 35-yard line, rolls a pass for Bogey, off the mark. Woodward with 21-29 to play in the game. Now plays it back to Moreland. Moreland, a bad pass, trying to get it back to Woodward. It'll be a Cosmos throw around the midfield line, Seamus, with 21-19 to play in the match.
Jim, great. We've got Tony Cristofano, Little Falls, New Jersey, on the phone. Tony, who scored the last Cosmos goal?
With ticket number...
By Cosmos on the attack, and he's taken down.
You got it. That's right. Hang on, the phone. Hang on a minute. You want a trip for two to the Bahamas Princess Hotel via Eastern Airlines. Stay on the phone so we can talk to you. That's all of the calls for tonight for this game. I'll have two more calls during our next TV game. Now back to Jim and Seamus and the problems on the field.
Finally, sorry to interrupt that time, but Kinalia was coming through. I thought he was taken down in the box, Seamus. And they give corner kick.
Yeah, no question he was taken down in the box. We get a chance to see it again. I think it's very obvious that he was taken down in the box.
All right, let's watch the corner kick right now. It's a tie game at 1 now with 20:45. Here it is.
Watch Georgia going through. There's the ball ahead of him. No play. No, I don't think he played the ball, and he just whips Georgia down from behind, and then Edvaldson clears it away. But look at Romero's hand going up in the air. He obviously thinks it's a penalty kick, and we all thought it was a penalty kick.
All right, Clyde Griffiths is down the field. There's a 1-1 soccer game going on here at Scully Stadium in Tulsa. You are watching Cosmos Soccer. All right, still 1-1. We're under 20 minutes to play in the match now. The Cosmos in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wallace with a loose ball. Now to Tommy Ord. And it's Tulsa coming on the attack. Moreland loses it, though. Bogey has it. Retreating into his own zone. Bogey out to Bruce Wilson, wide on the left. To Alberto. Carlos back to Wilson. Now they're in Tulsa zone. Liverich hasn't had much of the ball at all in the second half, Seamus.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
For Wilson, the play was picked off.
And that's been a real problem because there's been a little variety in the play, really, in getting the ball over to him. And that's been one of the problems in attack. Cosmos have had sporadic good play going through the middle of the field, but getting that final touch on to Giorgio or wide to Romero or to Liverich just simply hasn't been as effective as it was in the first half and against Tampa Bay.
Big crowd on hand here at Skelly Stadium, probably in the area of 25, 30,000. And there's a high cross that Birkenmeyer has bounced off his fingertips and go over the goal line, and we have a corner kick coming up. Corner kick coming up for Tulsa with 18:45 to play in the match in a 1-1 game.
Some of the players may seem to fans as having difficulty with the footing, but we should remind the viewers that there was torrential rain here for the last day and a half, and despite the fact that the ground looks dry now, it really does have a very wet topping to it.
All right, there's Woodward's corner. It's a good corner. Birkenmeyer punches it out nicely and volleyed over the top by Gazonis. So a goal kick coming up. Let's watch Kubert now on this last corner kick.
Kubert has a difficult job now here. He has to thread his way between a lot of players, including the Cosmos players. Here you see him coming out behind Durgan, knocks the ball right off Kasky's head and plays it out.
All right, we're back to the live action now. The Cosmos have it stripped. Beckenbauer is fouled by Gazonis.
That's a good call. Gazonis went down, but he clearly obstructed Franz first.
Mike Quinalia at the head of the box. Knocked away by Egan. And roll back to Duchateau. 17 and a half minutes to play in the game. And we're building some tension out here now, Seamus. 17-23 in a 1-1 game. Beckenbauer deflected it, but it was picked off by Moreland of Tulsa. Against Eskandarian. Eski, a good play to knock it away. Now it's Wallace for Tulsa. Playing it to Tommy Ord. Ord further on the right side. Trying to attack the Cosmos from the wing, and it was Romero to knock it over the far sideline. Throw in for Tulsa. 17 minutes to play in regulation. Julio Romero, who assisted on the Cosmos goal.
Number 2, Alan Dugdale.
It's almost a handball by Wilson. Very, very close. All right, Tulsa. Little lobbing pass is going to get through on the left side here to Moreland. Played by Ricky Davis. Got it back to Woodward. And a sliding tackle made there by
Mark Liverich. Mark trying to get himself into the game. He's really not been in the game very much, and he is a good defensive player, and he wants to come back and get a touch of that ball.
All right, Moreland across. Easily handled that time by Birkenmeyer. Nobody really there to bother him.
Notice how much of the play by the Tulsa team comes from the flanks. There's very little penetration down the middle. It's almost all down the sides. Very traditional kind of English style in that sense. And it hasn't worked for them very much in the run of play, but it certainly has made them look dangerous in the set plays.
Birkenmeyer tipped it over the far sideline. Tulsa knocks it over the far sideline. It'll be a Cosmos throw in now with 15 and a half minutes to play in the match. 1-1 game. Cosmos and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Each club came in here with a mark of 3 wins and 1 defeat. Little high volley, and they're going to call an offside. Now the referee lets him play on, and a foul called against Kasky, I believe. Kasky, number 12. Fighting the defender off. I think kind of threw an elbow at the defender who was behind him.
Well, again, Kasky didn't have to do that because he had Ricky Davis at his mercy, really. That is, Ricky trying to control the ball. He could have just shielded him and waited for the chance to get it. Now he's given up a free kick in a dangerous place. Here you see, he could have just gotten behind Ricky. He just waited the chance to play it away, but instead he forces it.
Beckenbauer lobs it in the box. It's still high in the air. There's a hard shot and over the top. Bogey took the shot, and a pretty good shot from about 19 yards straight away.
Yes, Bogey had a great chance there. The ball rolling to the edge of the box. He had the whole goal in front of him. He just hit it right away with his left foot, but got under it and skied it over. Not many Cosmos shots in this second half so far. I'm sure that Tulsa has more shots.
All right, 14-17 to play in the match. 1-1 game. It's Tommy Ord getting by Beckenbauer. Now leaves it. Change it now over on the left to Wallace, the fullback. Wallace to the Cosmo 35-yard line. Liverich. And now Davis. Liverich took a swipe at him, and then Ricky Davis came over and fouled him. And Moreland just gave Ricky kind of a shove.
Well, here you see Mark misses the tackle there, pushes off on Wallace a bit. Wallace strong on his feet, bursts by, and there you see Ricky coming in. No question, Ricky fully intending to knock him over, and that's not the kind of play we like to see Ricky engaging in, and not really his style.
Jim, the next Cosmo TV broadcast will be Thursday, May 8th, 8 p.m. when the Cosmos meet the Toronto Blizzard. We'll all be up in Toronto, folks. That's the Cosmos versus Toronto, May 8th, 8 p.m. Turn on WRTV, Channel 9. Jim and Seamus.
12:55 to play in the match. It's a 1-1 game. Cosmos and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Cosmos will be back home Tuesday night against FC Cologne. We'll see Tony Woodcock that night, one of the great strikers in Europe today. All right, here's Ricky Davis coming with the ball. He's got a little bit of room. He's got Franz free on the left. He goes on the right side to Romero. Stops the ball outside the box. Here's his long, high cross. Ball hit it high there. Now volleyed back in front toward Giorgio. A collision. Duchateau came out and knocked it away, and now Egan heads it out of the box. Woodward plays the ball, and a battle going on now. Bogey, and what's the call going to be? A Tulsa foul. And one of the fans had a few words for Bogey, and Bogey's not too happy with Moreland. And now Quinaya comes over to get into the act. So the tempers flare now.
Players off the bench over there. I think the trainer came off the bench, and it looked to me like Charlie Mitchenway have been up there to exchange a few words. I don't think there was anything serious. I think there was a foul on Bogicevic, and the player in question, Moreland, just came over to make his apologies. There you see Charlie Mitchell letting his opinion be known. Charlie's a cagey Scotsman. He's not going to let any chance go by that he can take advantage of.
Jim, I've got some great news here. 30,822 people here tonight. That's a new Tulsa record. The Cosmos do it again, make somebody's season.
They had the last record, too, which was set here last year at 30,100 or 200, something like that. All right, here's a shot and a goal.
Billy Caskey, the bad man of the Roughnecks. But he was Johnny on the spot there and put it away.
So Tulsa comes barreling back on a long ball. Watch this.
Cosmos lose possession there. Now you see Durgan. There's the ball hitting Woodward on the back. It fools Durgan and goes into the middle, and Caskey is there, and he beats Eskandarian, and a great shot, really drills it by Birkenmeyer. But a couple of bad breaks, a couple of bad bounces for Durgan off Woodward's back, threw him out of position, and Caskey was there to take the chance.
All right, back to the live action, tackle out of bounds by Moreland away from Eskandarian, and now it's Tulsa leading for the first time, 2-1. Cosmos now, Romero trying to get free, he doesn't. And now it's Tulsa coming again. Here's the goal scorer, Caskey. He's got Gazonis running free in the middle of the field. Tries to get it to Billy, but it's broken up by Alberto. Gazonis took Alberto down. Cosmos with a free kick. And now coming up on 10:42 to play in the game. And a foul called as Moreland fouls Romero.
Well, Romero has been effectively played out of this game. I'm sorry to say, but he just really hasn't had much of a chance. He did set up that one nice goal, but he really doesn't like this kind of stuff at all. It's very obvious.
Cleared. Now anyone's ball, and it's volleyed back, and the Cosmos have it headed away by Egan. Liverich going for the ball that time. And it's Tulsa in the Cosmos zone. The pass volleyed back by Alberto. And now Eds Wilson heading it away from Liverich, and now this is Bruce Wilson at midfield. The Cosmos now trailing 2-1. Franz Beckenbauer playing it back. Alberto. Tulsa continues to chase on defense. They've got the lead now. Davis. Broken up. And Tommy Ord. And a foul called against Tommy Ord. Referee Maglio. Franz wants it right away. There's 9:40 to play in the game.
A high foot in there. I think Wallace came in with that foot up high, and referee quite properly called that very dangerous. Fans didn't quite see it that way since nobody was knocked over.
All right, here's Liverich with it. And he's run out of bounds with the ball. And they give a goal kick to Duchateau. Goal kick for Tulsa coming up at 9:19 to play in the game, Seamus.
Well, the important thing now for the Cosmos is not to resort to individualism. When you're down by one, you've got to go to your strength, and that is your ability to beat players in short situations. That is 2 against 1, 3 against 2, and not just try to take players on unless it really makes sense.
Gazunas, and it's knocked away. Eskandarian made the play. Now it's stolen by Tulsa. Gotten back by Bogey. Alberto going for Franz. Over the top, it was headed away by Dugdale. And now Bruce Wilson getting it back. Beckenbauer rolls it to Bogey. Now it's Bogey coming into Tulsa zone. Bogey trying to get it to Giorgio, deflected. Romero to Liverich. Trying to play it to Giorgio, but it was knocked outside to Bogey. Now to Giorgio, off his chest, could not control. Beckenbauer on the left to Romero, looking for a way in. Goes over everyone's head. Let's see if Ricky Davis can save it. He will not save it because it's a Tulsa ball. Tulsa hit it last, I should say. Cosmos ball. Now Bogey trying to screen Woodward, and Woodward took the ball away. And now the Cosmos get it back. Ricky Davis, a long cross. Romero in front to Giorgio. Couldn't get a foot on it. He got a foot on it, but it was finally knocked out by a defender. Good try by Romero, though, as he just flicked it back to Giorgio. A nice little touch, and the Cosmos get corner kick.
Well, good pressure by the Cosmos. They're trying to find Giorgio open. Almost got it that time. Romero now beginning to turn on a little bit when it's needed.
And Bogey's volley went over the top. That was a really good corner. They just picked Bogey out, and they had him on there in the corner, and he volleyed the ball one-timed it, but he hit it over the top. The second time he's done that here in the second half.
Well, there's where Romero's skill comes in. Romero took the corner kick, and look at this, right onto Bogey's foot, onto his right foot, and he cracks it up and just over the top. That was a great opportunity.
All right, Beckenbauer knocked the ball away. Cosmos have it. Now coming in on goal, it's Giorgio. A chance, send it over the top. Hit it over the top.
Oh, Giorgio will be thinking about that one. He got himself free, really, for about the first time in about 20 minutes. And there you see him very unhappy. There's a nice pass by Mark Liverich and a nice touch on there by Bogey, who saw Giorgio breaking. He's now got about 10 yards to go into the penalty area. He just reaches for it. He heard the footsteps. He heard the players coming behind him, and he reached that right foot instead of running onto it in stride.
Eskandarian touched it last. We'll see if the Cosmos can save it. They can't. Deep in their own zone, though. It's Bruce Wilson. Now rolls it to Birkenmeyer with 6:50 to play in the game. 2-1 Tulsa on top. Birkenmeyer. Romero cannot save it. And this crowd of over 30,000.
Not happy with his performance tonight. We've seen this player do some brilliant things already in this young Cosmos season, and we can understand why he's not happy.
I see him do a lot of brilliant things in the next couple of years. Romero knocked down.
Well, there's a perfect example of it now. Totally unnecessary kind of behavior there by I think it was Moreland one more time, just coming in from behind and absolutely decking Romero.
Looks like he got it on the hip.
Well, Romero really has been beaten about. We know he's a tough player, but when he's in a fair chance. But here's Moreland coming in. No chance for the ball, really, because Romero has the inside position and he just comes right in, knees flying and everything. Boy, oh boy.
Well, he just flew up and kicked him in the hip. Joe Rosenstein now attending to Romero. Professor Mazzei coaching his last game with the Cosmos, but he'll be around this organization for many years. He'll be on the board of directors. He'll be very involved. A wonderful man. Done a lot for this club.
Well, also, I think he would not be happy to go out this way. Obviously, like a victory, but if not a victory, a defeat under slightly different circumstances. Professor does not like this kind of play, has coached the Cosmos in exactly the opposite kind of play, and it's a shame to see the team go down to this style.
All right, Quinaya plays it now to front. Romero trying to come through. It's broken up, though. And time is running out. 5:35 to play in the match. Cosmos down 2-1. Oh, Edvaldsen.
I think he handled the ball there,
yes,
didn't he?
handball. That was handball.
Yeah.
Cosmos get a free kick, Seamus. About 24 yards away.
Eske going by him very nicely. Eske is about to try to clip the ball inside here. And you'll see the hand go out. Yeah, there it is. Large as life. Edvaldsen knocks away. Good thing he did, too, because Liverich is right there behind waiting to move in on goal. Cosmos really playing well now. They're really turning it on. It's unfortunately it's a bit too late.
Well, it's not too late. They still have 5 minutes. You never know. Off the heel of Caskey now. Ricky Davis rolls it back to Carlos and now to Romero to Ricky Davis. A long high ball now. Cosmos now coming on the attack. Beckenbauer has it to Romero. Romero plays it just past Quinaglia. And it's rolled back to goal by Egan. 4:50 to play in the match. 2-1 Tulsa on top. Alberto with a steal and got it to Liverich. Liverich played it wide to Quinaglia. Let's see if Giorgio can catch up. He does on the sideline. Cosmos down by 1, looking for the equalizer. Into the penalty box, it slips through, and Duchateau handles it with 4:27. Good thing he was alert there. If he was anticipating a pass that was going to be stopped by a defender, he'd have been in trouble. That ball slithered through.
Well, Tulsa's really just hanging on at this point. They're, for understandable reasons, they're not going to try to go forward. They're just trying to close down the gaps. But oddly enough, they've really left a lot of gaps in defense. And the Cosmos are exploiting them and almost getting some very good chances. The best chances they've had the whole game.
Wilson now rolls it to Liverich. To Franz Beckenbauer, back to Mark. Liverich to the 35. Woodward runs him off the ball and draws a foul. Woodward drew the foul. 3:57. They stop the clock. Now they put it in play again. And a bad pass. I think they were expecting Liverich to go wide, go to the outside, and the pass went behind him and over the far sideline, as you saw. And the Cosmos now will get a throw in. .327 to play in the game. Off the chest of Tommy Ord. Ord being belabored as it knocked away. Bogey across toward the box, headed out of there nicely. Good defensive play by Edvaldsen. And now offside Cosmos. Great play by Edvaldsen because that bogey pass was earmarked for Quinaglia.
Well, there have been some very good Cosmos passing the last 5 minutes. Again, it seems as though this team really comes into its own when there's a super challenge in front of it, when it knows it's really got to work hard for a goal. And, of course, with only 2:46 to go, that goal looks dimmer and dimmer a possibility, but not for any reason of the style of play, because the style of play has been very, very exciting in the last 10 minutes.
That's the time remaining, 2:35 in the match. Tulsa on top of the Cosmos, 2-1. Beckenbauer rides it high now. Wilson got it to Franz, got it to Giorgio, and now here's Alberto attacking. Here's Romero. And Romero's fouled. Romero fouled. So the Cosmos will get a free kick here with 2:07 to play in the match. Watch the skill of Romero here. Edvaldsen, he beat him, and then Edvaldsen got him with the ankle. Got him on the ankle.
Must be about the 35th foul at least by Tulsa. Let's see if the Cosmos can use their great skill here to tie it up.
Liverich took the shot.
Oh, Duchateau breathing a sigh of relief. He never saw that. It flicked off somebody, just went screaming by the post. He was moving to his right. The ball whipped by the left.
Hit a Tulsa defender there as it changed direction. Liverich hit it well. Now here's Ricky Davis playing it to the top to Franz. Now comes back in the box. And Tulsa just clears it over the far sideline away from Quinaglia with 1:41 to play in the match. 2-1, the Cosmos are down. Into Liverich. Mark, play it to Beckenbauer. Now to Alberto. Chips it high in the air. He was anticipating Quinaglia running in. He was, but the pass got there just a bit too soon, and Duchateau right there saw it all the way. 1:18 to play in the match.
It's a good effort by Carlos Alberto, Jim. He wanted to just sky that ball over the wall. He did do that, but the ball was spinning away from him when he hit it, and so it went away from him with more spin and therefore more height.
All right, Alberto stays on the ball, makes a pass for Bogey. Bogey up the sideline for Romero, knocked out of bounds by Tulsa. That was by Wallace. There's the time, under a minute to play. Cosmos down by a goal. Bogey, the long throw. They bring it in the box to Giorgio. Giorgio tried to tee it up from Romero, but it came out to Egan. And out of Ord. And Ord's pass is off the mark, but it's wasting time as far as the Cosmos are concerned. There is the time, 30 seconds. Off Bogey. Woodward fanned on it, trying to clear. Here comes Romero with 19 seconds. Here comes his long cross. Ricky Davis on the left side. Couldn't control it off his head. And it's cleared toward the stands with 10 seconds. 8 seconds. There's the time ticking away. And the referee stopped the clock. The fan was holding the ball momentarily. 7 seconds. Cosmos are not going to get that shot. And that's it. That's it. Tulsa comes back with 2 goals in the second half to wipe out a 1-0 Cosmos lead. And the Cosmos are beaten 2-1 by this tough Tulsa club, Seamus.
Well, they certainly came out determined that they were not going to be overawed by the Cosmos. They haven't been overawed in the past, not about to start now. They got inspirational coaching, I think, out of Charlie Mitchell. They got some new good young players. They got guys who are going to work like heck for them. I don't particularly, quite frankly, don't particularly like the way they play. Like even less the fact that that style wins. But there it is. That's the result. The 2-1 win. You can't take it away from them. They get the points.
All right, and we'll be back with a post-game comment or two after this. All right, Skelly Stadium tonight, a record crowd to see the Tulsa Roughnecks, 30,800 plus. And the Cosmos had a 1-0 halftime lead, but 2 goals in the second half for Tulsa by Billy Caskey. And the Cosmos went down 2-1, Seamus.
Give full credit to Tulsa. We've been a bit critical of them tonight, but they did win the game. They played hard. Their style worked for them. I'm sure they're going to be a force to contend with. I think the story might be a little bit different when they get up to Giant Stadium, but for now, tonight, they're king of the hill.
The Schaefer Cosmos MVP for tonight's game is fullback Bruce Wilson. Wilson, tonight's Cosmos Schaefer MVP. And the player, by the way, receiving the most points at the end of the season will be awarded a portrait of himself. All right, the Cosmos acknowledge Joe Manfredi and Safe Auto Sales, the official dealership of the Cosmos. Eastern Airlines, official airline of the Cosmos. Princess International Hotels, the Cosmos official training site in the Bahamas. And